Good evening. I'm Nick Monticelli from Local 4, and welcome to the Macomb Center for the Performing Arts for the 2022 State of Macomb County Address. Please welcome a lifelong resident and advocate of Macomb County, your executive, Mark Hackel.
Walk-in music. Come together. And why? Because I'm excited that we're able to come together once again. And you know how shy I am about being center stage with cameras, microphones, and one heck of a crowd. So did you catch the part about Candace? Oh, that was awesome. That was amazing. So she never looked so good, although she looks good. Okay, that was awesome. So. Surely it is great to have you all here for the State of the County and for the Taste of Macomb that follows. And I do want to thank all those vendors for their support. They're listed. Obviously, make sure you get around and talk to them and say thank you for being here. They're here volunteering their time. So, and they do a wonderful job. And not just here, make sure you support their businesses out there as well. So, and by the way, my brother Bill, he keeps telling me that the main reason many of you are here isn't for the speech. It's for the event afterwards. And he's always doing this every time I'm talking, so I can't even look his way during the actual event here. So, but to get to the food, we got to get through the speech, so let's get started. I want to thank Nick Monticelli from WDIV for the introduction this evening. And not just for the introduction, Nick does a great job with WDIV of highlighting things that are happening here in Macomb County, and there are many exciting things happening here in Macomb County. So to Nick, thank you for that introduction this evening. And tonight would not be possible without the gracious hospitality of Macomb Community College. I want to thank President Jim Sawyer, the College Board, along with their team for allowing me to present at the Macomb Center of Performing Arts. As an alum of Macomb Community College, I am proud of what this institution continues to do for the residents here in Macomb County. And to DTE, our presenting sponsor this evening. You know, they're not just a corporation or a public utility. They're an organization that truly cares about what's going on in the community. You'll see them in many events and functions, and many of you probably have interacted with them. But sometimes those of us in public safety and emergency management, we know when there's a challenging time and a troubling time out there that a lot of these utilities sometimes don't get the just deserve. In other words, they really do work hard. And I think a testament to that is what happened about a year and a half ago with the tornado out in Armada. You may have remembered that. myself and Tony Wickersham, the emergency manager, were out there at the moment it happened. And when we got out there, it was interesting. You saw the police and fire. They were out there like they normally are, checking on the well-being of people. And fortunately, nobody got hurt. Nobody got injured. There was some damage, obviously, to homes and businesses and trees and whatnot, power lines. But to see the response from DTE, those trucks started rolling in immediately. And they knew their focus or their attention was to try to figure out how they keep people safe with live wires and shut those down, and also shore things up so that there weren't even more extended damage, but to get that power up and running. And the way they did it, and the way they communicated with the people up there in Armada, really made it like a welcoming community event. And I got to give them credit. And so to DTE, thank you, not just for being a sponsor here this evening, but for caring during times of need what's happening within our communities here in Macomb County. Also, thanks to AT&T, Henry Ford Health, McLaren Macomb, Stellantis, and the other sponsors that are listed in your program. And I do want to take a moment to recognize the Macomb County and Sterling Heights Chambers, as well as our Chamber Alliance for their support, specifically Kelly, Stacy, Lisa. Thank you for helping make this event possible, and for all that you do for businesses here in Macomb County. We do have a few state and regional partners that are here this evening, so please help me welcome Supreme Court Justice David Viviano. Yeah, David being all shy here, he doesn't have a robe on. That's probably why, you know. The only judge that doesn't have a robe on. Even my brother's got one, and I'm trying not to look his way. That's all he does the whole time. So, also Selfridge Base Commander, my friend, General Ralph Mammon. Where is the general then? Thank you. My buddy from Oakland County, County Executive Dave Coulter. Where's David at? And our friend of the North, St. Clair County Board Chair, Jeff Bohm. Where's Jeff at? Imagine that. He, too, got reelected. Hey, by the way, the 80s called earlier. They want their shorts back. I'm just saying. So, from Wayne County, on behalf of Executive Warren Evans, Director of Public Services, Andrew Condravis. Where's Andrew at? Get back over there. And representing the City of Detroit and its Mayor, Mike Duggan, Deputy Mayor Todd Bettison. Where's Todd Bettison at? There he is. Several of our countywide elected officials are with us this evening. We have our Public Works Commissioner, Candace Miller, Clerk Tony Ferlini, Treasurer Larry Rocca, Prosecutor Peter Lucido, and our Sheriff Anthony Wickersham. Folks, please stand up and be recognized. By the way, Tony, thank you for confirming that I get to do this for 4 more years. And thank you, folks, for allowing me to do this for 4 more years. So, also with us are members of the Macomb County Board of Commissioners, led by their Chairman, Don Brown. Board of Commissioners, please stand for a moment and be recognized. And not just David, but many of our judges from the circuit, district, and probate courts led by Chief Judge James Biernet are here. They don't need to stand because they got one heck of an intro song, and I think some of them are going to use that tape for when they actually start their sessions in court from now on, and expect everybody when they all rise to listen to that music in its entirety. So, judges, thank you for the work that you do here in Macomb County. Appreciate you. And I know we have a lot of community leaders and business leaders here in Macomb County, and I want to thank you all for helping us, obviously, share this evening. So, and finally, I would like to thank my dad and my wife, Tracy, for being here as well, and for your support. I want to begin this evening by taking a moment just to reflect on the past couple of years. While the pandemic undoubtedly had an impact on all of us, and none of us could have foreseen the number of challenges that we face, Macomb County came together in many ways to meet those challenges head on. From day one, we knew it was our responsibility to keep the county open so that we continue providing services. Working alongside countywide elected officials, department heads, and our community partners, we immediately adapted every element of county government. Facilities and operations found ways to help keep critical services open, like the county jail, 911 dispatch, and even animal control. Our courts were recognized by the state for minimizing backlogs as they worked alongside the clerk, Tony Forlini, and the prosecutor, obviously Pete Lucido. They did a great job of making sure we got those cases worked on. The county's IT department invested in the largest digital upgrade in the county's history. And with a focus on public health, our nationally accredited health department, and I say that because it was probably the only health department in the entire country during the pandemic that got an accreditation award even in the midst of that crisis. So credit to our health department and the work they did. They opened up testing and vaccine centers, and if you well know, back in the time when we were trying to open up those testing centers and vaccine centers, it was a bit of a challenge, especially vaccination. We could have done 50,000 a week. We were given only 900 a week. But I got to tell you, our folks here knew that if we put that call out to our communities to make things happen, they did. Whether it was obviously Sterling Heights, what we did over there at the Sears facility over at Lakeside Mall, working with Mayor Fouts, obviously with the parking structure he had. We worked with some community advocates. Up in the north end, we had the fortunate opportunity with working with Jeff White and Richmond Lennox EMS. We opened up sites as we started getting more vaccines to make that happen, and I got to tell you, it was led by our health department, the work they did, because they were able to train and redeploy volunteers as well as staff. And I got to tell you, throughout that pandemic, there was no question about it. They became recognized as the most reliable and factual source of information for our residents here in Macomb County. Our emergency management team worked hand in hand with the health department. They kept us in constant contact with our municipal partners. They coordinated response efforts with our healthcare systems, managed critical incident commands, distributed supplies and PPE across the county. And they even facilitated weekly calls with our schools. And I'm going to tell you, I was on many of those calls. And the working relationship we had with our school superintendents, Mike DeVault from the ISD, was incredible. And the focus was on making sure we kept staff and kids safe, but also tried to provide the best experience they could and make sure that they got the education that they deserve. So credit to our schools here as well as our emergency management team. And SMART, I got to tell you, the SMART, our transit provider here, they stepped up in helping us transport vulnerable seniors and as well pretty much everybody that needed a ride. They provided a ride to whether it was a testing site, a vaccination center, and they also stepped up and were our source of taking those calls and listing people to get them scheduled for vaccines. They stepped up and wanted to be part of that. And I'm speaking of the SMART, I got to tell you, I am pleased that here in Macomb County, we continue to support them with a vote that just passed once again for SMART as our regional transit provider in Macomb County. So thank you to SMART for the service you provide. Macomb Community Action and our Office of Senior Services, they help support residents in need. I got to tell you, they distributed more than 3 million pounds of food. They worked with the treasurer, Larry Rocca, and leveraged federal funds to keep residents in their homes. We kept our Meals on Wheels program running throughout that. And at the same time, we were checking on the well-being of our seniors. They provided care packages so that seniors had access to everything from cleaning supplies to first aid products. And we even created a one-of-a-kind grocery delivery program with Shipt. Our planning and economic development team was in constant contact with our businesses. They distributed thousands of back-to-business kits to the local businesses to keep their doors open. And they administered nearly $50 million in grants to more than 8,000 businesses. These are just a few of the examples of the many things Macomb County did to provide service to the people during the pandemic. But hey, as we look back on what we went through, it is important to note that we came together. Sure, there may have been some differences of opinion, but together we kept people safe and we kept them informed. And I want to personally thank everyone who stepped up to be part of the solution during that process. All right, now that we got that out of the way, let's turn to our current state of affairs, where Macomb County continues to see a number of positive trends. We continue to use 6 key metrics to track the county's progress. Our first metric is population and diversity. Macomb County continues to experience uninterrupted population growth. Over the past census reporting period, Macomb County added more than 40,000 new residents. This means that for an entire decade, 11 new people each day made Macomb their home. Our population growth is being driven by young professionals, college-age residents, and senior citizens who see the benefit of living in Macomb. Macomb County continues to become more diverse. Today, 1 in 9 residents was born outside the United States. These new residents add value to the county in many ways. They bring much-needed skills to our labor force, inject creativity into our small business community, and help revitalize our neighborhoods. We're also experiencing regional migration in Macomb County, adding to our racial, ethnic diversity as well, and which continues to trend higher year after year. Our second metric is educational attainment. The latest census shows Macomb County residents added 50,000 more associates, baccalaureate, and graduate degrees. We have the highest educational attainment figures in our more than 200-year history. Other residents are gaining certifications and skills that are needed for the jobs of tomorrow. With increased educational attainment, we are seeing impressive gains in our third metric, which is jobs. At the height of the pandemic, nearly 1 in 4 residents experienced disruption in their employment status. Today, the county's unemployment rate stands at 3.4%, which is lower than both state and national averages. The workforce consists of more than 440,000 individuals that impact every industry sector. With more people working, we are seeing an increase in our fourth metric, and that is income. This past year, Macomb's median household income increased to more than $67,000. This figure is $4,000 higher than the statewide average. This income increase is helping stabilize our local economy and enhancing the overall quality of life in our communities. Our fifth metric, housing. With increased buying power and an influx of new residents, housing in Macomb County is at a premium. Over the past 10 years, we've constructed more than 12,000 housing units. This past year, median home values increased more than $36,000. That's a 20% increase. But I think that we need to put a disclaimer here in that inflation is affecting the housing market. Finally, our sixth metric, fiscal stability. Macomb County has become a model for responsible financial management. With a $1 billion structurally balanced budget and a healthy fund balance, we continue to provide the public with the services they expect. We are also investing in our future with a responsible capital plan and creative employee retention programs. It is because of this we continue to maintain an impressive AA bond rating with the highest standards of municipal financing. To get this done, it took and continues to take the cooperation of many of our countywide elected officials, our courts, department heads, and the support of our Board of Commissioners. And I want to thank them for continuing to make Macomb County financially sound. Together, these 6 core metrics illustrate the strength of Macomb County. Our growing population is more diverse, educational attainment is increasing, employment is steady, household income is growing, the housing market is favorable, and county government is financially sound. These and many other reasons are why people make Macomb their home.
Macomb County, 27 cities, townships, and villages. From Center Line to Richmond, Romeo to St. Clair Shores, 480 square miles of where you want to be. It's a place where your children could grow, as well as your business. Macomb County's tree-lined borders contain over 12,000 acres of parkland. Its outer edge, 31 miles of freshwater shoreline, both filled each year with countless concerts, festivals, and engaging family entertainment. It's the birthplace of advanced technologies that not only instruct future generations, but protect them. Hey, those are just the facts. You can get that from the internet or a book. To truly understand what Macomb County is all about, you need to experience it. You need to live here. You need to work here. And when you do that, you'll know you're home.
Macomb Macomb County is a great place, and it's getting even better. And as we turn our attention to our economy here in Macomb County, I got to tell you, the focus of it is incredible. If you think about it, Macomb County is home to more than 19,000 businesses. Our industry leaders are creating economic environment where businesses prosper and people are thriving. The magnitude of our economy can be summed up by one figure, $46 billion. That's right. Think about that. Macomb County has a $46 billion economy. To put it in perspective, Macomb's economy is larger than that of the states of Wyoming and Vermont. And we're kind of creeping up on Alaska there. Almost 3 states. That's how big our economy is. Tonight I want to draw your attention to just 5 of our top industries, if I may. There are a multitude of reasons why our economy is so competitive, and it starts with advanced manufacturing. 1,600 advanced manufacturers employ more than 65,000 individuals. The size and scope of this industry in Macomb County is truly impressive. From global hubs of technology to unrivaled skilled trades, there isn't anything we can't produce. Our domestic automakers are a prime example of this superiority. Last year, General Motors announced plans for the Wallace Battery Cell Innovation Facility at the Tech Center in Warren. GM is investing hundreds of millions of dollars in this one-of-a-kind electric vehicle battery lab, which will house hundreds of engineers who are currently working on advanced battery innovations. Ford made a major commitment to modernizing 2 facilities in Sterling Heights. The newly renamed Van Dyke Electric Powertrain Center is transforming into a global hub of Ford's future electric vehicle strategy. This facility will see a $159 million investment to establish an e-motor and e-transmission center of excellence. Ford has also, they have plans of a $110 million facility that they're going to create 100 jobs at the Sterling Axle plant. Working with leadership at Ford, we are continuing our efforts to repurpose the Ford engine plant up in Romeo. Our planning and economic development team has formed a task force to create a future-focused vision for that site. And Stellantis, they continue to assemble the Ram and Jeep brands here in Macomb County, with more to come. Our supplier network is also experiencing impressive growth. Companies like Magna, Mako, Zoli, Niagara Bottling, and Forcia are investing millions of dollars in new buildings and creating hundreds of good-paying jobs. All of these advancements in manufacturing are leading to major shifts in the way business is done. Companies in Macomb are integrating future technology and industrial practices not seen in many other places. Cybersecurity, additive manufacturing, robotics, big data, and virtual reality are being applied daily in businesses across Macomb County. What is being referred to as the 4th Industrial Revolution, or Industry 4.0, is becoming a reality here in Macomb. In order to support these future technologies, we have created the Macomb Next initiative. Our team of economic developers is working with a network of industry partners to ensure that Macomb manufacturers are on the leading edge of this technological revolution. This presence in advanced manufacturing makes Macomb a preferred destination for defense and aerospace. Macomb County is now home to more than 700 defense contractors. From ground systems to precision aviation, Macomb County companies continue to build things that protect those who protect us. Over this past 2 years, Macomb County companies have been awarded 10,000 defense contracts totaling nearly $7 billion. As you've heard me say before, we are the defense capital of the Midwest, soon to become the defense capital of the world, if I have anything to do about it. As our status in this industry continues to increase, so has our ability to attract more assets. This year, U.S. Army, they partnered with the Society of Automotive Engineers to establish the nation's first advanced manufacturing commercialization center in Sterling Heights. This center is basically an incubator for small business and will enhance future collaboration between the military and civilian innovators. This will help them create parts and applications that will be integrated into defense vehicles. This unique facility will find new ways to help us further equip our nation's greatest assets, our service men and women. And speaking of service men and women, veteran support is a priority here in Macomb County. And that's not just talk. This was evidenced by this past election, where the voters of Macomb County overwhelmingly supported our veterans millage. And credit goes to our award-winning Veteran Service Office for the work they continue to do on behalf of our 46,000 veterans. Interesting enough, I had a grandfather that served in World War II. He was actually in the Navy, and I think many of you may recognize, but today is the 81st year of remembrance of Pearl Harbor. We honor those who gave their lives and kind of sacrificed the ultimate sacrifice. And at this time, with those of you who have served and those who are serving in the military, please stand and be recognized. Next is healthcare. With more than 2,200 healthcare establishments employing more than 41,000 individuals, we are confident you can find the care you need right here at home. This $3 billion industry is making substantial investments in Macomb. McLaren Macomb is putting the finishing touches on their new $25 million Harrington Medical and Ambulatory Service Center. Our friends at Beaumont, now Corewell Health, have expanded their presence in Macomb with this newly opened 110,000 square foot outpatient campus in Lennox Township. Ascension Macomb Oakland has nearly completed construction on a $32 million medical campus, also in Lennox Township. And how about the $318 million Henry Ford Medical Expansion Hospital here in Macomb? This is the largest healthcare investment in Macomb County's history. This 5-story, 160 private room tower will increase the level of advanced care available to patients. And I want to thank Barbara Rossman and the leadership team at Henry Ford Health for their commitment to Macomb County. Retail. Retail is another growing sector here in Macomb County. There are more than 2,500 establishments that can meet all of your shopping needs. With consumer preferences having changed since the pandemic, this $3.4 billion industry in Macomb is adapting services to meet the needs of local consumers. We see grocery stores like Meijer bringing a brand new store concept to Macomb Township. Gardner White located their headquarters to Warren. In Roseville, there are plans for a new $20 million mixed-use development. Warrior Sports is opening a brand new facility in Shelby Township. And Utica has opened new restaurants and co-op workspaces. And what may be the most notable opportunity in this space is the bold new vision for Lakeside Mall. Sterling Heights has partnered with Lionheart Capital to embark on a $1 billion redevelopment of the mall and surrounding areas. The plan includes residents, parks, hotels, retail, dining, and much more. We keep hearing Mayor Taylor talking about this endlessly, and I know he's excited to get that done. But I got to tell you, what an opportunity that is for Hall Road to really take it to the next level. So credit to all of those that are making things happen in your various communities, especially in the retail sector. And the final industry that sometimes doesn't get enough attention but should is agriculture. Macomb County is home to more than 400 working farms covering 73,000 acres. This network of growers cultivates 87 different varieties of crops and are providing a healthy, locally sourced product here at home. This network of growers, they're part of the agricultural production, is a $100 million industry in Macomb County. And we are seeing some of our homegrown products becoming national brands. To safeguard our agricultural advantage, Macomb County has set out to develop a strategic agricultural plan to ensure that farmland and ag businesses continue to grow here in Macomb County. Macomb County's economic condition is strong. However, it is imperative that we continue to retain, grow, and attract new business opportunities. In order for us to maintain this economic resurgence, we must remain committed to investing in 3 foundational community assets: talent, infrastructure, and quality of life. First, let's talk a little bit about talent. With historic highs in population and workforce, many would assume Macomb County is protected from adverse economic trends. Unfortunately, like our region and the state, we are faced with a surprising concern, and that is finding employees. Currently, there are more than 82,000 jobs available in Macomb County. We know it's hard to find workers. So here's what organizations in Macomb County are doing to help address this challenge. Macomb St. Clair Michigan Works is preparing thousands of residents for where careers are headed. Our community workforce centers are providing job readiness programs. The statewide Going Pro program is helping workers skill up in emerging fields. And Project Clean Slate is giving those with minor legal challenges opportunities to gain employment. Macomb Community College has also been taking the lead on talent development. They are leveraging the Regional Talent Innovation Grant and Michigan Reconnect to reintroduce job seekers and students to higher education. They're also investing $40 million to transform their Skilled Trades Technology Center. Our K-12 educational partners are also helping fuel the talent pipeline. The innovative programs offered by our public and private schools make Macomb a destination for education. We're expanding Head Start and creating new literacy programs like Macomb Reads, which are helping young learners grow. Our high schools are using nationally recognized career academies to help kids find their passion while learning. And career technical education and advanced placement programs are now available in each district, helping students with career and college prep. And it's also important to note the work being done by the ISD in supporting children with disabilities. This past election, Macomb County residents resoundingly supported a countywide special education village. The ISD coordinated these resources, which will help support facilities and programs for special education services in Macomb County. And I want to take a moment, if I may, on behalf of Mike DeVault, his board, and the entire ISD team, to thank Macomb County voters for supporting individuals with disabilities. Now let's take a moment and talk a little bit about what Macomb counties do to invest in infrastructure. It's more than just fixing a road. It's about being a leader in deploying innovative infrastructure solutions. And Macomb County Department of Roads is building safer and more efficient roads each day. Just this year, they constructed 82 miles of roads, replaced and rehabilitated 11 bridges, and responded to more than 10,000 maintenance and traffic requests. This amounted to $163 million in just 1 year. And that was $87 million more than we got from the Michigan Transportation Fund. I highlight this to illustrate how our team at the Department of Roads is finding ways to bring in money from non-traditional funding sources. We use the example of Innovate Mound Road. And what we did was we leveraged $100 million of federal funds and were able to secure an additional $32 million from the state. This roadway will be one of the nation's most intelligent corridors with vehicle-to-vehicle and vehicle infrastructure technology. We are currently 50% complete. And already, you are starting to see the true scope of that project. And by the way, this integration of technology isn't just happening on Mound Road. We are deploying this technology on roadways across Macomb County. Currently, we have 300 real-time traffic cameras, 400 connected intersections, and 170 communication units supporting these intersections by collecting and transmitting data and feeding it back to Comtech. All this technology and data is helping us create safer roads. And because we're the only place in the country you can find this robust of a system. Did you hear that, Dave? The only place in the country you can find this robust of a system. It has drawn the attention of General Motors. General Motors has a vision to create a future with zero crashes, zero emission, and zero congestion. Realizing that each day more than 50,000 advanced vehicles travel our connected corridors, General Motors found us to be the most optimal place in the United States to test emerging smart vehicle technology. As a result, we are partnering with General Motors to develop a first-of-its-kind road insights tool. Utilizing the county's intelligent transportation system and data General Motors collects from its vehicle network, this tool will help General Motors design smarter vehicles, and it will help us provide safer roads. Now let's explore how we continue to enhance the quality of life here in Macomb County. One of our most important characteristics in this county is our natural areas. And I don't know if people realize it, but here in Macomb County, we have 215 public parks, 155 miles of hike and bike trails, 32 miles of a coastline along Lake St. Clair, 30 miles of a mainstream Main Street, the Clinton River, and 13,000 acres of the great outdoors. What does this all add up to? 480 square miles of where you want to be. Knowing it is our responsibility. Knowing it is our responsibility to protect these natural areas, we created what was called Green Macomb. And it started out as a plan to kind of plant more trees, if you will. but it has grown into a countywide effort to enhance our natural beauty. And here are just a few of the recent accomplishments as a result of this program. Consumers Energy Foundation awarded us one of the largest grants in this area, a $250,000 grant to help us plant thousands of trees. The city of Centerline is now connected to the Iron Bell Trail. Wayfinding signs have been installed along Macomb Orchard Trail. A bold preservation strategy has been created for land along the Clinton River. Shorelines are being restored in New Baltimore and at the Etzel and Eleanor Ford Estate in Macomb County, just in case you didn't know. I'm proud of that. I love that place, man. So, fish and bird habitats are being created to protect natural wildlife, and an in-depth economic impact study of Lake St. Clair is underway. And by the way, speaking of Lake St. Clair, the busiest freshwater lake in the entire country, construction is underway for a new $8 million Marine Division headquarters to replace the severely outdated facility. Thank you, Board of Commissioners. And the new facility will be home to the best marine safety program in the state of Michigan, thanks to Sheriff Wickersham and his team. And finally, at the Red Run and Sterling Relief Drains behind Freedom Hill, we worked with Public Works Commissioner Candace Miller. We installed flood mitigation and erosion infrastructure, revegetated the area with native trees, shrubs, and plants, constructed a mile-long universally accessible waterfront trail. Barb Zarko, are you in the house? Do I hear Barb? Okay, yeah, Barb's really happy about that. So, anybody from Sterling Heights that has any problems with things that are going on in Sterling Heights, go to the trail, you'll see Barb, and you can go ahead and complain to her while she's walking out there because she's there every day. So, but again, it's an amazing trail. If you ever get a chance to go back there and check it out, please check it out. And basically what we created in that backyard of Freedom Hill is a 30-acre wildlife preserve. Amazing work, and I want to thank Candace for the efforts of pushing to make that happen. So, I think she practiced that in the mirror. What do you think? See me doing that everywhere she goes now. So, and it's interesting. We have great quality of life, but tonight I am proud to announce how our quality of life is about to get even better.
Too often we think of a regional destination as a singular place, like a zoo or a park. And we all have some fond memories that come from these unique settings. You probably remember the first trip you took to the Detroit Zoo, or even the first time you went to Metro Beach or Stony Creek. The Detroit Zoo and the Huron-Clinton Metropolitan Authority have been a part of our collective history here in Macomb County for generations.
Here at the DZS, we are a vision to be a force for positive change in a world where animals and nature are valued, understood, and protected by all people. We work to create meaningful connections between people, animals, and the natural world so all can thrive.
Here at the Metro Parks, we take great pride in celebrating pristine natural and recreational areas that our parks are home to. From unrivaled lakefront views to expansive wilderness escapes, we help protect and promote the region's most visited parks. We recognize there was a unique opportunity to not only invest in the 25,000 acres that we call home, but to begin to build a brand identity that would go beyond our borders.
We were envisioning a future where we expanded our reach beyond our traditional boundaries of the Detroit Zoo and the Belle Isle Nature Center and into the communities that surround us. We know that to be truly effective and to be true advocates for the nature that surrounds us, we must broaden our impact and be forward-thinking at every opportunity. And we cannot do that alone.
We recognize that parks are shared public places where our community can come together. This is why we are so excited to be exploring a new partnership with the Detroit Zoo that will build on our shared strengths and our vision for the region.
This budding relationship will allow both Metro Parks and the DZS to utilize our shared strengths and resources, providing a platform for two respected and innovative organizations to expand our footprint and advocate for wildlife and wild places. So, where will we begin? Together, the DZS and Metro Parks will bring meaningful programming and educational resources to the residents of Macomb County and Southeast Michigan. We're working with local leaders, educators, environmental advocates, and residents to cultivate special experiences that better connect our community to the natural world.
And that is just the beginning. This is a rare opportunity to bring together two organizations focused on endless experiences, the natural world that surrounds us, and the people of Southeast Michigan, so all can thrive. It really is a natural partnership.
We are thrilled that these two beloved regional organizations are focused on strengthening Macomb County's ties to our natural environment. This partnership is about more than just a facility or a destination. It's a philosophy that builds on our collective commitment to understand the needs of our community and to develop transformational experiences for all. Now, all that's left to do is to get out there and explore.
I love the zoo and the metro parks. There are quite a bit. And I got to tell you, filming that, I was incredibly excited. And the reason for it is the wolves were out. They started feeding them. And guys, take a note. The male did not get to eat until the female decided he could eat. I'm watching that. It was amazing to me just to see. So, but again, you'll be talking about coming together. These two organizations doing that. Boy, I am looking forward to where this new partnership will take us. Both directors are here with us this evening, and I want to thank them for their passion, commitment, and creativity. And I want to introduce them to you, so please help me welcome Haley and Amy. Ladies. And I'll put the plug in for them. Park passes are available, and so are zoo memberships if you want to go online. Make great gift ideas, and they're the gifts that keep on giving year-round. So check online for them. You know, we are very fortunate here in Macomb County. We have a great quality of life. We have a strong economy. We are modernizing our infrastructure. We have exceptional educational opportunities, and we have access to world-class health care. Let's face it, Macomb County is a great place to call home. And as we come to a close this evening, I do have to leave you with two thoughts, just a couple of thoughts. First, mental health issues are impacting all of us. In our schools, places of worship, where we shop, in our workplaces, and even in the privacy of our own homes. A lot of good work is being done by a lot of good people trying to address these issues, and it's difficult, there's no question. And there's something significant we are working on that impacts the criminal justice system. You see, it's the county's statutory responsibility to maintain a jail and safeguard individuals that are in our care and custody. With an aging facility and a strained network of physical and mental health providers, it is time for a new approach. You've heard me say this many times before. Incarceration should never be a replacement for treatment. The design of the current facility focuses mainly on incarceration. Future facilities must have a greater focus on treatment, and that must begin with a more comprehensive intake and assessment process, which simply cannot be done with our current facility. Fortunately, with funds from the American Rescue Plan, we are finally in a position to design and build a facility that is capable of providing this transformative approach. In order to be successful, it will require a new approach to processes and services. Our plan is to develop a new central intake and assessment facility which will provide our public safety and mental health professionals with the resources they need. To bring this vision to a reality, we are working with law enforcement, the courts, our prosecutor, Pete Lucido, physical and mental health professionals, community service partners, and our Board of Commissioners. This transformative facility will lead to better outcomes for those who are incarcerated and ensure that public safety remains our top priority. And for my final thought, it is pretty clear that we have been dealing with a lot lately. The global pandemic, contentious elections, economic uncertainty, and an unsettling lack of civility. It seems like the result of all this is that we're becoming more divided than we are united. Oftentimes we hear people from both parties saying that they are willing to reach across the aisle. Well, I don't believe that that's enough. I think it's time to stop reaching across the aisle and get in the aisle. Because there isn't a problem we can't solve if we would just come together to solve it. And I believe Macomb County is the place where we can make this happen if we come together. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you this evening for being here And I wish you all the best for this upcoming holiday season and an exciting and promising new year.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending the State of Macomb County. At this time, we ask that you please grab all of your personal belongings and join us at the Taste of Macomb, located at the Lorenzo Cultural Center.